Hey, it's Jason Rogers here, and I've been getting considerable amounts of questions about the election, about politics, and how it influences business, and what business is going to look like if Trump gets reelected versus Biden. It looks at the minute like Biden's probably going to get the nod. Some are saying that the results look a little questionable. That's another topic for another video. I'm not going down that rabbit hole, but I will say this. Ultimately, we're going to talk about how the political situation in the United States of America is going to influence business acquisition and business operation here in the States. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But first, I'm here at the Tampa Airport at about 5:30 in the morning on a Saturday morning, flying back to Omaha, Nebraska to then drive a U-Haul, or actually drive my Jeep with a U-Haul trailer behind it, about 2,000 miles back to Tampa. It's going to be a hustle. We just did close the Tampa deal yesterday evening at about 4 p.m. Friday, just before the end of the business day. Really excited about that. Can't wait to get into work first thing Monday morning and get to work, grow that business, make things happen. Now, that said, let's talk about what the title of this video is. One sec. Let's let that finish. Okay, they finished up the announcement. We can talk. So first things first, as of about 6 in the morning now, Saturday morning, November the 7th, it looks like Biden's going to win the presidential election. Whether or not you agree with those results and how it's taken place, another topic. That's a rabbit hole we're not going to go down. It looks like the Republicans are going to maintain the Senate. So ultimately what that means is there's gridlock. It means that Biden's ultimate legislation and his plans, the capital gains increase, the corporate tax increase, potentially packing the court, which was discussed, and some of these other items are very unlikely to get implemented because Mitch McConnell's Senate, assuming it stays Republican, which it probably will, as of right now it looks like it will, they're not going to approve the policies and the legislation that Biden and his executive branch with Kamala and co are going to want to put forth. So really what that means is things are probably going to stay pretty similar. And actually, you've seen the stock market respond really nicely. The stock market has been on fire in the last 4 or 5 days, and I think that's a true indicator, an honest teller of what a lot of business people think right now. I think a lot of business people think to themselves, you know what, this is probably good. First of all, Biden took a ton of money from Wall Street and from big business, so I think things are definitely shaping up nicely for big business. For smaller business owners, it's a little bit more complicated, though Biden is more likely to put relief funds into the marketplace, I think, than Trump is. Though Trump actually kind of governed like a socialist during the pandemic with all of the HEROES Act and all the money that got out into the marketplace over the last 6 or 8 months with COVID. All right, so it's tough to say definitively, but I think what you're ultimately going to have is gridlock, and what gridlock usually means, and by gridlock I mean Democrats have the executive branch, and then the Republicans have the Senate, and then Democrats have the House. So what that really means is it's going to be tough for too much to change, too much to get done. And again, I think that's why Wall Street's on fire in the last 4, 5, 6 days. I think that is why, in general, business people are thinking to themselves, okay, I can work in this environment. However, again, I think it's the big business that's really happy. Smaller business owners, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to see. Now, again, I think those relief funds are going to be pushed into the marketplace. There's a chance they take the SBA guarantee amount from 75% up to 90%. They did that back in 2008. They may do it again. I think Biden may help lead that. Tough to tell for sure. It'll be tough to see how he really implements. Look, there's also a chance Trump gets in. I don't think it'll happen. I wouldn't bet on it, but you never know. If that happens, I think the economy does well. I think America. All right, there. Carly Ross got a report to Gate 84 for boarding. We got to talk about how politics are influencing business. So if Trump gets in, I think in general, business owners and in large businesses alike will think to themselves, okay, Trump tweets a lot of things. A lot of people don't like his disposition, but he's a business guy. And so I think the economy and generally all things relating to the economy will really surge if Trump does pull out a victory, though it looks fairly unlikely at the minute, whether you agree with that or not. Now, ultimately, if you're out here trying to buy a business in the same way I just did yesterday, and we just did yesterday in Tampa, or actually specifically in Clearwater, I would say that Biden getting in may give you a bit of negotiation power. I think business owners are a little bit afraid of a Biden administration because he's talked about taking capital gains all the way up to 38%, which means for every $1 you make when you sell your business, you pay 38% in taxes. One sec. Right, so Biden has talked about a 38, don't quote me on it, you can fact check it, I'm pretty sure that's accurate though, a 38% capital gains rate, which again means for every dollar you get at the closing table for selling your business, you pay 38 cents in taxes. That scares business owners. So they may think to themselves, you know what, I'm gonna cash out now while the capital gains rate is where it is because I don't wanna pay 38% on my money when I cash out, right? So you may be able to negotiate from a place of urgency with sellers more easily. Also, sellers may get tired of a potential corporate tax rate going from, I believe, 21 to 28%, which means businesses will be taxed 25% higher, right? An extra 7% is a lot of money, and that really can change things. It means it can be tough for business owners to expand their business quite like they would want to. So they may say, you know what, now is the time to get out. Again, if Trump gets in, he won't increase capital gains, he won't increase the corporate tax. Even if Biden gets in, he may be unable to legislate those changes, but those are the changes that he is, in his initiatives, talked about implementing. But Mitch McConnell in the Senate would likely make it difficult, I should say, for him to get that stuff through. So look, ultimately what's going to happen next is to be determined. But from my vantage point, it's probably going to be a lot of status quo from the business perspective. We'll see. Time will tell. Anyways, if you've liked this video, thumbs it up. Share in the comments below. What do you think? What would you like me to talk about next? I'm happy to make subsequent videos when I have time, like at 6 in the morning in an airport before I catch a flight to Omaha, only to drive back down here to Tampa. I'll keep you updated. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.